Today we are going to analyze the chapter Globalization and the Indian economy. In this chapter, first of all, we are going to analyze about the production across countries. As you know, until the middle of the 20th century, the production was largely organized within countries. What organized the boundaries of these countries were raw materials, the foodstuff, and finished products. Colonies such as India exported raw materials and foodstuff and imported the finished goods. The trade was the main channel connecting between the distant countries. This has happened through the large companies called MNCs or multinational corporations. The production across the countries was also discussing about the ways of controlling production in other countries. There were many ways for controlling the production. First one is the exert influence, the second one is the placing of orders, and third one is the setup of joint production and the use of local companies for supplies, and above all the buying of local companies were the different ways for controlling the production in other countries. Next, we are going to discuss about the integration of market by foreign trade. Through the integration of market, there were attracted trading interests were emerged. As part of that, the exchange of goods across different countries were also happened. It created opportunity for producers to reach beyond domestic market. Therefore, the competition among producers were also originated. The easy availability of goods and services across the nation were another important particularity of this integration. The expansion of choices for buyers were also emerged. Reduction of prices of goods and services because it was competition. There were a large reduction in price of goods and services were happened because of competition. Impact of liberalization. There is positive and negative impact for liberalization. The positive impacts were the increase in foreign investment, the increase in production, the technological advancement, and increase in GDP. At the same time, the negative impacts were the increase in unemployment, the imbalanced development, and the loss of domestic production and setup. The functions of World Trade Organization. There is some establishing rules for international trade. The WTO or World Trade Organization ensuring that the rules are followed. Promote removal of restrictions on trade barriers were also its function. Next, we are going to analyze about the globalization. So, first of all, we are going to check about what is globalization. Globalization is the process of rapid integration or the interconnection between the countries. The MNCs are playing a crucial role in globalization process. More and more goods and services, the investment and technology are moving between the countries, etc., were the major causes for the globalization. For the emergence of globalization, a lot of factors were caused. We can divide these causes into two. First one is the technological factors and second one is the liberalization. The technological factors were the faster delivery of goods at low cost, the reduction in port handling cost due to container services, the reduction in cost of air transportation, the easy access to information through the telecommunication like mobile and fax. The last technological factor is computer and internet. Likewise, liberalization, that is the removal of trade barriers, were also a major factor for the emergence of globalization. The major features of globalization were it is opening and planning to expand business throughout the world. It is raising the difference between the domestic and foreign market. The buying and selling of goods and services from or to any country is also possible as part of the globalization. Locating the production and other physical facilities on a consideration of global business dynamics irrespective of national consideration were also possible. The global sourcing of factors of production were also happened. The global organizational structure and management were another main feature of globalization. The impacts. Greater competition among the domestic and foreign producers were originated. Greater choice before consumers were also happened. The reduction in prices were occurred as part of that. It increased the foreign investment. It established the production units. It increased the job opportunities. The raised production standards of Indian companies were also a major impact. The emergence of Indian multinational companies were another impact. The globalization created opportunities for services involving information technology. Next, we are going to analyze the SES. First of all, we are going to analyze about what is the SES. The locations with a world-class infrastructure like road, water, transport, electricity, the storage, recreation and education is collectively called the SES. Why it is important? It is very helpful for getting relaxation in tax and it also includes the liberal labor laws. How it will happen? It will help to attract the foreign companies to insert set up production units. Next, the role of government in fair globalization. It ensures that labor laws are properly implemented. It supports the email producers to improve their performance. The imposition of trade barriers to protect the interest of domestic producers were another role. It negotiated a World Trade Organization for fair rules and concessions for developing countries were also happened. The major role of government in fair globalization is it helped to align with other countries to fight against the domination of developed countries in World Trade Organization. Now our chapter is over. I hope all of you understood the whole chapter very well. Thank you. Thanks for all. Bye. Take care.